It's just one of those where whenever you see a plus money next to the New York Yankees, you're like, wait, what's going on here? So, wow, over under down to 7.5, low total. What do you expect in this game?
Yeah, let's, I'm going to bring up, the Yankees as an underdog. But first, let's establish the fact why the Phillies are favored here. It's an outstanding pitching matchup. Obviously, you mentioned the Yankees deciding to go with Cam Schlittler. It was originally going to be Will Warren for tonight's series opener in Philly, but should be a good one with Schlittler going against Jesus Luzardo. Here's a stat, guys, that I've been mentioning quite a bit over the last week or so in various videos here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. This season, when it's Luzardo, Christopher Sanchez, or Zach Wheeler starting, the Phillies' record is 42-15 this season with one of those three guys on the mound. When it's anybody else starting, team's record is just 14-32. And you look at Luzardo specifically, Andy, the Phils are 10-0 his last 10 starts. This is a guy who got off to a bit of a slow start to 2026, but I recall being one of the first to predict that he was going to turn things around under the hood, so to speak. A lot of the various metrics looked good, even when Luzardo was running a much higher ERA than he has now. But here's the thing, and you already alluded to this, Andy, and I would agree with you. Do I really want to bet against the Yankees as an underdog, particularly when Cam Schlittler's on the mound? That doesn't seem like something I would want to do. I know the Yankees' record is below 500 since the Aaron Judge injury. But with Schlittler, you're talking about a guy that remains the slight favorite to win the AL Cy Young. 2.20 ERA, 0.96 whip. Those are both third best in all of baseball. And the numbers, get this, guys, get even better on the road. 1.18 ERA on the road. Opponents batting just 164 against Schlittler outside of Yankee Stadium. Most importantly, the Yankees are 8-3 in those 11 road starts of his. So given everything I've gone through so far, I don't know about you, Andy. I think it seems pretty hard to pick a winner here. So I'm not going to. We're going to take a look at the total. Instead, you mentioned it's kind of low at 7.5. I don't think it's low enough. It is slightly juiced to the under, at least last I looked. Is that still true? Where's the odds screen here? Where's this game? Yeah, it's still true. So that wouldn't have mattered. I still like the under anyway. Bottom line is this, guys. Yankees have scored 2 runs or fewer in 5 of their 6 games since the All-Star break. Luzardo has allowed just 3 runs total in his last 4 starts. So he is indeed in fine form. And I know, guys, the Phillies score more at home than they do on the road. We talk about all the time on the morning wager, Mark and I, but here they're going to get Schlittler. And we're talking about a lineup, the Phillies, that is, still tied for the second lowest WRC plus in all of MLB. Under 7.5. Let's go.
Let's move to the Guardians and the Rays. Was it Quintillo for the Guardians? McClanahan for the Rays. Tampa Bay cost a lot of people a lot of money yesterday, losing to the Blue Jays 3-1. So, but they're coming right back as a -132 favorite. 7.5 again on the total. How do you break this game down?
Yeah, I actually gave Toronto out on the morning wager yesterday because I'm an insane person. But unfortunately, we didn't count it for our record because the Tampa Bay wound up going with an opener. So we always do that when there's even if there's an opener, we don't count that for the record. Nevertheless, Andy and everybody, I mentioned I was out yesterday. I mentioned that the Guardians lose 3-1 in 12 innings to the Twins. That sucked for me. I had the Guardians as a 4% best bet there, so I was not happy leaving the ballpark. Needless to say, and we already talked about the 0-for-17 with runners in scoring position. Well, now let's take a look at the situation, guys. The Guards have to travel, no off day between series. They're heading to Tampa to take on a Rays team that is an outstanding 35-15 at Tropicana Field this season. No team has a better win percentage at home in all of baseball than Tampa Bay. That 35-15, the best home mark there is. And because yesterday's game went to extras, Andy, the Guards used most of their high leverage arms. They were trying to win it. We saw Gaddis. We saw Smith. They tried, very uncharacteristic. I know it was a 1-0 lead. That combo could not hold it. And so the decision doesn't pay off for manager Stephen Vogt. The bullpen, it's kind of iffy now coming into the series. I know the Rays, as you mentioned, also lost by the same score, 3-1 on Thursday up in Toronto. But they won the first 3 games of that series. They've got the best record in the entire American League, pacing the AL East, obviously a couple games ahead of the Yankees. And you talk about the starting pitching matchup, guys. Final note, McClanahan starting for the Rays. He's been unbelievable here at home. How about a 6-1 record, 1.88 ERA, 0.95 whip? I certainly give him the edge over Quintillo. And the Guardians, you talk about the lineup had been producing in the first before yesterday. But the bottom line is, and I know Jose Ramirez is back, which was actually a big part of my handicap yesterday. Nevertheless, hard to overlook the fact, guys, that the Guardians are tied for the third fewest number of runs scored in all of baseball this season. I think everything points towards taking the home team in this series opener. I know the price, it's not our favorite price in the world, but to me, Tampa Bay still looks a little cheap.
All right. Tampa Bay Rays. We got to get to your NFL future. But first, I know you got a 5%er going tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's actually my first 5% money line play of the Major League Baseball season. We are 2 for 2 with 5% plays here in July. You go back to kind of the beginning of the month. We had a very easy over with the Arizona Diamondbacks and San Diego Padres. That bet actually cashed by the 6th inning. Always nice. And when you can cash any bet in baseball by the 6th inning, but particularly when it's a 5%, kind of backed up how strongly we felt about that. Now, our previous 5%, we left it late. It was Argentina over England in the semifinals, and that was not looking good. I was actually on vacation during that, and I made my family leave the restaurant we were at and go back to the hotel so I could curse at the TV in peace. And guess what? That change in venue resulted in a win. We got it home with Argentina. Did have them draw no bet, so we were looking at a push until that second goal. But tonight, we look to make it 3 for 3 with 5% plays in the month of July. Get it now, wt.buzz/BP. You can get the next 3 days for $49, of course. We've got that great special offer available. So if you want this 5% play and then everything I do Saturday, Sunday, feel free to check it out.